one more tip I have is I replace all my valve stems with these metal ones, and these are as you can see right there, these are just you know, bolt-in ones or screw-in ones, whatever you wanna call it. It comes with it matches 2 different size holes in there. Has 2 different rubber grommets for 2 different size holes, and they just you take this little nut off right here. You start with one hand. You just take this little nut off right here. There you go. And that nut comes off, and then this outer washer comes off, and then it just goes up through the hole. Like I said, it has 2 different sizes, as you can see right there. Fits 2 different size holes, and it goes back on. And especially for farm equipment, and I'll show y'all something in a second real quick, but especially for farm equipment or you know, like off-road type applications, stuff can grab these rubber valve stems and tear them and rip, and I've seen them just tear before on their own. They just get old and brittle, or just you know, pinhole in them, manufacturer defect or something like that. And you know, these, I never replace them. Once I put them on here, I've had some on this trailer for probably close to 20 years, and I've never replaced them. They don't go bad. You know, I guess eventually this rubber right here will you know, crack completely off, but like I said, I've had some on here for 20 years, and you know, they just don't go bad. So that's one of my tips, since we're talking about tires and air gauges and stuff like that. That's one of my tips to replace you know, replace all your stems with these metal ones. They sure do help out. Here's just another picture. You can see this is on my trailer. You can see that metal valve stem, but the other part of this is these fill through caps here, and especially on dualies, it's hard to get to that inner one. I don't even know where it's at, but right there. It's hard to get in there and take that cap off. It doesn't have a cap, it has one of these. But if it did have a cap, it's hard to get in there and check your pressure and all that stuff. And what these do, they just kind of take the place of a cap. They're around it, and they have a little round ball up there to keep all the dirt and stuff out. And you can put a cap on these also, you know, but a lot of semi trucks, that's what they run on these. You can get these at any you know, heavy duty truck parts place. I'll also put a link in the description in Amazon, but that also helps out, and especially on duals with that metal valve stem, and also with this little, you know, extension fill through cap, it helps out because this does not move now. So when you're trying to fight that inner one right there, you can just pop you can just pop the gauge on there and it won't move. You can get a good accurate reading, a good actual seal when you're trying to fill air in there and it's not leaking and stuff like that. So just another tip that I have about airing up tires. And this is why you should have metal valve stems. This is on my tractor, but what ended up happening was even though it has a little cover and all that on there, a stick or something ended up going in there and ripping that valve stem just a little bit to where it was starting to leak, and it would go down within about 30 minutes or so. And this is an older airplane tire. I don't recommend airplane tires on a tractor, but you know, that's just what I ended up going with one time. But anyhow, that's a different discussion. But if I had a metal valve stem in there, nothing would have happened. So I gotta put that metal valve stem in there and reseat this airplane tire and fill it back up. You know, that was just kind of my tip of the day is about the metal valve stems.